Hello, in this video we are going to review of grade 10 academic math, analytic geometry, and the following terms you need to know for academic math. The first one is a length of a line segment, or we call it distance, and also the next one is midpoint of 2 points. Slope is rise over run for a line. Equation of line, it in a different format. The first one is slope y-intercept form, so mx plus b. Standard form is ax plus by plus c equals 0. And the slope point form is 1y minus y equals m bracket x minus x1. Then parallel means the two slope of the lines equal, then they are parallel, and perpendicular is a negative reciprocal, so it's negative, then flip the slope, then the two lines will be perpendicular. Median is in a triangle from a vertex to the opposite side. Midpoint, we call this median. The perpendicular bisector is a line past the midpoint of the 2 points, and the perpendicular, draw a perpendicular line. This line we call perpendicular bisector. Altitude is in a triangle from one vertex, draw a altitude, the height to the opposite side. This is altitude. Equation of a circle is going to just have x squared plus y squared equals r squared. It means the circle is centered at the origin. R is a radius. Solve linear system by using substitution or elimination method. So linear system means we have two lines, and the solution is we are looking for the point of intersection. At this point, they have the same x and same y. And some word problems. You need to introduce a variable, then set up equations, and solve for the point of intersection. So this is what we are going to cover in this video. Then the example 1, for the 2 points C and D, determine the following, the length. The length between the 2 points is, if we just sketch the 2 points, -2, 5, 6, -2. So distance between these 2 points, we could use draw a right angle triangle. So this is a difference of y, we call it rise, and the difference of x we call run. So in this right angle triangle Pythagorean theorem, we have the hypotenuse squared equals other two sides squared, add together then square root. So this distance between the 2 points C and D, we use two letters to represent the distance between these 2 points, equals the square root. I want to just write y squared plus run squared. Or you could use the square root. So I will put the run at front, is the difference of x, then plus the difference of y, this is a rise, and this is a distance or length formula. So this is, we call it the first point, x1, y1. Then we could substitute, so the second point is x subscript 2, y subscript 2. So the 1, 2 represent first point or second point. You can switch them. This is first point, this is second point. It won't affect your final answers. So x2 is 6. Take away -2. Then plus -2, take away 5 bracket squared, then square root. So we are going to have 6 minus 2 is plus 2, so 8 squared is 64. And this one is negative 7 squared. Negative 7 times negative 7 give you positive 49. Then square root 113. So this is answer for the first one. So the midpoint, we are looking for the xy coordinate of the midpoint of C and D is middle of it. Then it will be the half of the x and half of the difference of x and half of the add the y together. Average of y, average of x. So the formula is x1 plus x2, average of the x coordinate and average of the y coordinate. So it's I together divided by 2. So x1, y1 we sub in, divide by 2, then 5 plus negative 2 divided by 2. We are going to have 4 over 2 and 3 over 2. Simplify it, you will have 2 comma 3 over 2. So this is the midpoint of the point C and D. Then the next one is the slope. The slope, we know the definition is a rise over run between the 2 points. We have found the rise or run from the distance formula already. So rise is y2 minus y1, then run is x2 minus x1. So sorry, this is y2, y1, but it won't change because squared, it will be, doesn't matter which one at the front. Squared will give them the same. So y2 minus y1, we have it negative 7. And x2 minus x1, we have 8. So this is a slope. So from the left to right is going down, so the slope will be negative. And if the line from left to right is going up, then the slope is positive. The equation of the line CD in standard form. So we want to find the equation of the line of CD. We want to use a slope y-intercept form. Which one is easier? And in this equation, you have x, y, and MB, 4 variables. So we have the slope. We found it already. So we are going to sub in the slope we found, negative 7 over 8. And in this equation, we have m, b, x, y, 4 variables. In order to solve one unknown in this equation, we need 3 given. So if you have only one equation, then you count how many variables, unknowns there. So you need to have all of them given except 1. Then you can solve it. So we have 4 variables, then 3 need to be given. So we have the m given, then we need to give the xy, have the xy given. So we are going to use 1 point on this line. So we could pick C or D. So if we use a C, then it will be negative 2 and 5. We have 3 given, then in order to find the B, we sub all this one into this slope y-intercept form. So y is 5, m is negative 7 over 8, then x is negative 2, then plus b. So if you have the fraction multiplication, then negative 2 integer is negative 2 divided by 1. So we can cancel the common factor, 2 out. So 2 divided by 2 is negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. 4 divided by 2 is 4. The numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator, we have 5 equals negative 7 times negative 1 is 7. 4 times 1 is 4, then plus b. We want to solve for b. This is a linear equation. We want to move the 7 over 4 to other side by doing opposite operation. So we have 5 minus 7 over 4 equals b. Fraction, not adding, subtracting, we need to make sure we have the same denominator. So 1 and 4, the common denominator, least common denominator will be 4. So we are going to times 4 to the denominator and also times 4 to the numerator. Then we change the first term 5 over 1 to 20 over 4. Once we have the same denominator, we are going to subtract the numerators. Then we have the b. So the b value will be 13 over 4. We have the slope and also we have the b. We are going to sub the m and the b into the slope y-intercept form. Then we have the equation of line CD. So m is here, negative 7 over 8 x, then b is 13 over 4, then it's done. So when you are finding an equation for a relation, then you need to make sure that the xy will stay. When you have the xy stay, it means you are going to have infinite number of points on the relation. So you will have a line, so infinite points on that line. So xy need to stay. You just sub in the slope m and b into this equation. And the easy way you can remember the steps for finding equation of a line is m, finding the slope, then sub in the given information to solve for the b, then the last one is a statement, so MBA. And it's not over yet. It asks you to convert it to standard form. Standard form, we could write it in capital A, capital B, then plus c equals 0. We need to write it in this form. Then we see that AB need to be integers. Then we are going to times the number, the denominator, greatest common denominator to each term, so that will be 8. So we times 8 to each term. Then also we need to move the numbers to one side. We don't want the number at front of the x to be negative, so we are going to move it to the left side. So we are going to times 8. We have 8y. The numerator times numerator, 8 times 7 divided by 8, you have 7. Then 8 divided by 4 give you 2. 2 times 13 give you 26. Then we want to move everything to one side. We want to have the a value positive, so we move the negative 7x and the 26 to the left side. Opposite operation, negative 7x becomes positive 7x, then plus 8y. 26 moved to other side is negative 26, that equals 0. This is a standard form. So this is done for this. For this equation of the line CD in standard form. Then we are going to see the next question is continue for the point C and D, determine the following perpendicular bisector of CD. So we have the CD here. Then we know the perpendicular bisector means we draw a line segment between the point C and D. Then we need to find the midpoint of the CD. This is divided this line into half, then draw a perpendicular line. So this one we call the perpendicular bisector. And from here, you are going to see that you need to find the midpoint of CD. We can label it E. Then we call the perpendicular bisector is EF. So first step, we are going to find the midpoint of CD. So perpendicular means 90 degrees, bisector means midpoint. So there are two things for perpendicular bisector. Bisector means divided into half. So midpoint of CD, we have it from our last question. So it's 2 and 3 over 2. So midpoint is 2, 3 over 2. It's just add the x together, then also add the y together, okay? So add the x together, divided by 2, then add the y together, divided by 2. And after that, we are going to see, in order to find this equation of the perpendicular bisector, we have the point E. Then we want to find the slope of the MEF. In order to find the slope of MEF, we could consider to find the slope of CD, and we have done it. In our last question is -7 over 8. And for the perpendicular slope, we know that is a negative reciprocal. So this one negative becomes positive, is negative, then reciprocal means flip, 8 over 7. So it's negative reciprocal of the original line, negative reciprocal. Or you could think is opposite flip. So opposite sign, then also flip of the numerator denominator. So this is a slope of EF. So we have one point. This is called XY. We have the slope. We could sub the slope and the point into the slope y-intercept form. So it's MBA. We find the slope, then we find the B. Into y equals mx+b. So we are going to have y is 3 over 2. Slope is 8 over 7. And 2 plus b. So this one, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator is 16 over 7. Then solve for b, we move it to other side, is 3 over 2. Take away 16 over 7 equals b. The greatest common factor will be 2 times 7 is 14. So we times 7 by 2 times 2 by 7 to both numerator and denominator. Then we change them to the same denominator, 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 16 times 2 is 32. Then we have the b value is negative 11 over 14. Then we write a statement. Sub m, remember, is perpendicular. M is 8 over 7, and b is negative 11 over 14 into the equation y equals mx+b. Then you have the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Y and x stay, so 8 over 7 x minus 11 over 14. Then this question is done. It didn't say you need to convert it to the standard form, so just leave it in the slope y-intercept form is good. So this is the slope, B is y-intercept. So the next question is equation of a line that is parallel to line CD and has a y-intercept at 4. So this is a C and D, and you are looking for another equation that have the y-intercept means the line that is passed through this point on the y-axis and parallel with this CD. So when the two lines parallel, then the parallel slope will equal the slope for CD. Slope of CD we have is negative 7 over 8. So we have the slope, then after that the y-intercept we are able to write it as 0, 4. So on the y-axis, all the x coordinate is 0. So we have the mxy we sub in to y equals mx plus b. So in that equation we have this is common. So we have 4 variables, we have 3 given, and we could find the last one unknown. So y is 4 and negative 7 over 8 times 0 plus b. 0 times anything gives you 0, so b is 4. Then we have y equals negative 7 over 8 x plus 4. So in future you will see if you have the y-intercept, that is your b value already. You don't have to sub in those 2 points to find the b. b is given is 4. So this is for parallel, and the next one is find the median. Okay, so if 3 points C, D, and also another point 1 and 2, so I will just draw it. So we are going to go back to see the equation of CD. CD is B value is 13 over 4. Okay, so the B value is 13 over 4 is 3 something. So this is C negative 2, 5, and this is 6, negative 2. This 1, 2 will be somewhere here. So you have a triangle in this way. It's not in scales. Okay. So you have another point is a D value 1, 2. Then in this triangle, it asks you to find the equation of the median from point E. The equation of the median from E definition is from the E to the opposite side, the midpoint. So it means we have E 1, 2. Then also we are going to use the midpoint of CD. That will be add these 2 together, divided by 2 is 2, add together, divided by 2 is 3 over 2. This one we have done it already. The C and the D add together, x divided by 2. This add together, divided by 2. Then you have the midpoint. We have these 2 points, we could call it F. We have 2 points, we want to find the equation of this line passing through these 2 points. We are going to use a MBA, find the slope. This is x1, y1. This is another point, x2, y2. 1 and BA. Slope is rise over run is y2 minus y1. Take away, divide by x2 minus x1. That equals y2 is 3 over 2 minus 2, then x1, 2 minus x1 is 1. So you do the subtraction, you will have negative 1 over 2 divided by 1. It is just negative 1 over 2. So we have the slope. We want to find the y-intercept. We are going to sub in the slope and also one of the point on that line. So we could pick E or F. So E is integer, so we are going to use a point E into the equation of slope y-intercept form. So this question, I just want you to know the definition for the median. It's from the vertex to the opposite side, midpoint. So y is 2, m is negative 1 over 2, then 1 plus b. Times together have 1 negative 1 over 2, then move to other side will be plus 1 over 2 equals b. Change it to same denominator, then times 2 to both numerator and denominator. You will have 2 over 2 plus 1 over 2, 2 plus 1, then over same denominator 2. Though it's not 2 times 2. The denominator stays same. It's just 1, 2. Then we have 3 over 2 equals b. We sub slope negative 1 over 2 and b equals 3 over 2 into the slope y-intercept form. We are going to have y equals negative 1 over 2 x plus b is 3 over 2. Then the equation of a median is done. So important thing is you need to see from which point the median is. Then you are going to find the opposite side midpoint. Opposite side is CD. Find the CD midpoint, then use a point E and the midpoint of the opposite side to find the equation of the line, the median. So find the slope first, then find the B, y-intercept, then statement. Okay, this is for the median. Then the next one is the same question but finding the altitude. So we have the C, D, and E. So I will just draw it, sketch it, and not in the scales. So this is E, this is C, this is D. And again, it asks you to from point E draw the altitude. So the altitude will be from point E perpendicular. And this point is may not be the midpoint, so we couldn't use a midpoint. Again, midpoint give you the median. So this E is 2, 3 over 2. Sorry, it's 1, 2. It's not the midpoint, okay? It's 1, 2. So we have a point on this altitude already. We want to use this perpendicular one to find the slope of this perpendicular stuff. And for the MCD, we have it done already, rise over run. Or we could do it again is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. The rise is down 7. And this one, subtract, you are going to have up 8. and the rise is y difference is -7, and the run is difference of the x is +8. Or you could use x1, y1, x2, y2. Then the rise is y2, take away y1, and run is x2, take away x1. Okay, they are same. So we have the slope of the CD and the perpendicular. The altitude means the height, so it's 90 degrees formed with a CD from point E. This is very important. You need to be careful which vertex are you going to draw the altitude. So that point E is on that altitude. So we have the slope, then we have this point as xy, we sub in. So we sub in, and this one, be careful. The perpendicular one will be the negative reciprocal or opposite flip. So opposite is positive, flip is 8/7. Then we sub in this slope, and the point this time is point E, not the midpoint. You sub in the midpoint, you will have the perpendicular bisector. This one is altitude, it's the height, into y equals mx+b. So MBA again. Find the slope, then find the b, then statement. So y is 2. M is 8/7, x is 1 plus b. Move 8 to other side, 2 take away 8/7 equals b. So 2 means 2 divided by 1, then the greatest common denominator will be 7. So we times 7 to both numerator and the denominator. We are going to have 14 take away 8 all/7 equals b. Then continue, we have b equals 6/7. Now we sub in the slope. Under the b value, we have the equation of the altitude is 8/7x plus 6/7. Then this is altitude. So find the slope of the opposite side of point E, then negative flip to find the perpendicular one is 8/7. Then we use 8/7 and 1, 2, sub into y equals mx+b, find the b, then statement. So this is altitude. Then the next one, it's a special line, equation of special line, horizontal and vertical line. What's the equation for that? So this one is -2 and 5. So this one left, right, this one up, down. So from the 0, 0 point, left to up 5 is the point C. And it asks you to draw a horizontal line through this one to find the equation for this one. For horizontal line, you will see on this line all the y-axis, they are same. So that it will be y equals the y coordinate. So there's 0.1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, all the y values same. And for this slope, you will see there's no up or down. So rise equals 0 for the horizontal line, rise over 0, and the y could be any y, 1, 2, 3. So it doesn't matter what the run is, and what the x difference is, what the run is, it always gives you 0. So the slope is 0 for horizontal line. And question G asks you to draw a vertical line. So on this vertical line, you will see y values different, but all the x values, they are same. So this one negative 2, 1, negative 2, 2, negative 2, 3, negative 2, 4. So this vertical line, the equation is just x equals all the x coordinates same, x equals negative 2. On this line you will see the run is 0. There's no left or right, so run is 0. And something divided by 0 will give you infinity. And what we call it is undefined. The slope is undefined. Actually, the slope is infinity. And the question K, we are going to practice on graph a line in this. Graph these two in the question I and J. So this is for question I, this is for question J, and also graph these two following lines. So graph the first one, y equals negative 2x plus 3. What you are going to do is find the y-intercept first. So y-intercept is your b value is 3. It's on the y-axis. So y-axis is 3. This is your y-intercept. And from the y-intercept, we are going to use the slope. The slope is negative 2. We put it divided by 1. So equals rise over run. It means from any point on the line, the next point will be, this is up or down, this is left or right, so it's positive is right 1. So right 1, this is down 2. So from this point is right 1 down 2. Then you have 2 points, you could connect these 2 points and graph the line. And remember, put arrows at both ends. It means that the line keeps going. It's not only these 2 points. You have infinity points on this line. So we label it y equals negative 2x plus 3. What we have done is find the y-intercept is 3, then use negative 2 over 1 as rise over 1. So down to right 1 to find another point and graph it. And for the second graph equation, it's not given in slope y-intercept form. You could use this one to find x-intercept, y-intercept, or you could convert this one to slope y-intercept form by solving for y. So isolate y. So in order to isolate y, we are going to move the x to other side, then move the negative 3 to other side. So 2x to other side, you are going to have 6 minus or negative 2x plus 6. Then we need to bring the negative 3 to other side. Then we are going to have y equals y, negative 3 divided by negative 3 is y, so negative 2 over negative 3 is 2 over 3x. 6 divided by negative 3 gives you negative 2. Then from this slope y-intercept form, we can find the y-intercept is negative 2, and the rise over run is up to right 3. So up to right 3. Then use a line to connect these 2 points. Then add arrows at both ends, then it's done. Label this triangle. Label this line. So it's y equals 2 over 3 x minus 2. There is another way is find the x-intercept and y-intercept. X-intercept means y equals 0, so the y is gone. You have 2x equals 6. You have x equals 3. That is a point on this graph, and also for the y-intercept. You could solve it is x equals 0, x is gone, -3y equals 6, divided by -3, you have y equals -2. It's here. So this is another method you could use to graph it. Use x-y-intercept graph, or you use a convert it to slope y-intercept form, then y-intercept first, result one to graph it. Okay. So now we are going to see equation of a circle, and the circle is centered at 0, 0 point. So equation of the circle when the center at 0.00, the equation is x squared plus y squared equals r squared, the radius. Here is diameter, so radius is equals diameter divided by 2. So it's 16 divided by 2 give you 8. Then we sub in 8 to here. Then we have x squared plus y squared equals 8 squared. This is equation of the circle. You also could write it as x squared plus y squared equals 8 times 8 is 64. That is done. And for the second part, it asks you the point is inside or on outside of the circle. So how to, this is question B, okay? For question B, how we can decide the point is on the circle or outside of the circle, we sub in that point into the equation of the circle. It also applies to a point on the line or not. We just sub in that point as x, y for the x coordinate, y coordinate to the equation, and check the left side of the equation equals right side or not. So left side of the equation is 3 squared plus 3 squared, give you 9 plus 9 is 18, is less than the right side, 64. Then it means it's inside. The reason for that is it's kind of like the distance between the 2 points. If it's square root 18, then that is distance between this point to there. And for the circle, you will see the radius is 8. So the radius is greater than the distance of that one. So that's the reason the point is inside the circle. And if the left side is equal to 64, it means the distance from that point is equals to the radius, so it's on the circle. If greater than the 64, it means the distance is greater than 8, it's outside the circle. So this is regarding circle equation of a circle part. So this is all about the equation of line and also equation of a circle. And next part we are going to see the solving linear system. So solving linear system means you are looking for the point of intersection of the two lines. There are two methods, actually 3. One is doing the graph to find the point of circle, or we do the algebraic method, substitution or elimination. So we are going to show you the substitution. It means we isolate one of the variable, then we sub in the equivalent to another equation to get rid of that variable. So the goal for us is get rid of one variable, not two variables in one equation. We have one variable left for one equation, then we are able to solve it. So for the first question, if you see the number in front of variables is 1, then you could use substitution method. The reason for that is when you isolate one of the variable, you divided 1 to other side, there's no fractions. If you have number at front, then you isolate that variable, you are going to bring the number to other side, you will have fractions. We don't want that happen. So if you don't have any one at front of one variable, then elimination will be the better method to use. So this one we have one at front, we can pick one of the variable to isolate. So we could isolate one of the variable, maybe x, in equation 1. So we are going to have x by itself, move the y to other side. So opposite operation will be take away y. So this is equation 3. Then the purpose for us is we want to get rid of one variable. So x is isolated. We want to replace the x in another equation with the equivalent 3 minus y. So we sub x equals 3 minus y into equation 2. Make sure you sub into a different equation. So now we have 2. All the x, we are going to replace it with equivalent. The reason for that is we don't want x show up in another equation. And by doing that, you will see now you have, in this equation, we have only letter y left. That is what we like. So in this equation, we have one variable left. We are able to solve it. We have brackets. We need to get rid of the brackets because otherwise we couldn't collect the like terms. So 2 times each term in the bracket. So 6 minus 2y minus 3y plus 4 equals 0. Then we want to y at one side, number to other side. We could move the y to other side. So we have 6 plus 4 equals minus 2y becomes opposite operation 2 plus 2y plus 3y. So we have 10 equals 5y. Collect the like terms. Like terms means same variable and also same degrees. We want to move the 5 to other side, isolate y, do the opposite operation is division. Then we have 10 divided by 5 is 2, so y equals 2. Remember, you are looking for point of intersection. You need to have both x, y solved. So we are going to solve y equals 2 into one of this equation. You will see equation 3 will be easier because x is isolated. So we sub y equals 2 into equation 3. Then equation 3, the x is isolated, so it's just substitution. X equals 3 minus 2. Replace y with 2. We have x equals 1. Then we are going to write a statement. Therefore, the solution is all we call the point of intersection. Or in short form is P dot O dot I dot. Point of intersection is, remember, x first, y second as xy coordinate. So then this question is done. So for this one, the first step is isolate one of the variable to have one x or one y equals, then replace that variable with equivalent, then you will have one equation with one letter left, one variable. Then we are able to solve it by doing opposite operation, collect the like terms, isolate that variable. Then remember sub. So you have two substitution. Sub that variable solved to the isolated equation, then you have another variable solved. So this is called substitution method. For substitution method, you have two sub. Our goal is one equation have only one letter left. So now we are going to see the next question. So next question, you don't have any variable with a number at the front is 1. So for such question, we are going to see using elimination method. So before we can use the elimination method, we want to rearrange the equation. So align them. So something x plus something y equals a number. Then another equation also something x plus something y equals a number. Okay, so the second equation is not in the x plus y equals, so we are going to rearrange it, move the y to other side. So equation 1, equation 2. So rearrange it, equation 2 will becomes 3x. 5y to other side is take away 5y equals negative 13. Then this one equation 3. Then we are going to bring the equation 1 here, align it. 2x plus 4y equals 6. We want one equation with only one variable, so we want to get rid of one variable. So we can take. If we want to get rid of x, then we want to change these two numbers to be same. So 3 and 2, we are going to have. So 3 and 2, we want to change them to same number. You can think it's greatest common denominator. So 3 times 2, 2 times 3 will give you the same number. So it means we are going to times equation 3 by 2. And times equation 1 by 3. It means each term in equation 3, we are going to times by 2. And in the second equation 1, we are going to times each term by 3. Then we are going to have equation 3 times 2 give us 2 times 3 is 6. Negative 5 times 2 give us 10. And 2 times negative 13 is negative 26. This is equation 4. And equation 1 times 3 give us 3 times 2, 6x. 3 times 4, 12. 3 times 6 is 18. So make sure you must times each term by that number you found. And after that, you will see x is have the same number. In order to get rid of this, we could subtract equation 5 from equation 4. So equation 4 take away equation 5. And if you have these two numbers, one positive 6, one negative 6, then we add these two equations together. So when we subtract, make sure you subtract accordingly all the three terms. Subtract 6x minus 6x give you 0x. So after adding, subtracting, you must have one variable with 0 at front. Otherwise, you either times number not correct or adding subtracting not correct. So negative 10 minus 12 is negative 22. negative 26 minus 18, negative 44. 0 times x is 0, so it's gone. In order to solve for y, we move the negative 22 to other side by doing opposite operation is division. So we have negative 22 divided by negative 22 is 1. So 1y equals negative 44 divided by negative 22 give you positive 2. So we have y solved. Then we need to sub y equals 2. We are looking for the x point of intersection. We need to find the x. So from this one, we are going to see which equation we are going to sub in. We can sub into equation 2 because 3x is x by itself with 3 on one side. All the 1, 2, 3, these 3 equations will give you the same x. You can pick any of it into equation, and here I want to pick equation 2 because 3x equals 3x by itself on one side. So 2 times 3, 2. 5 times 2, y equals 2 minus 13. Then 3x equals 10 minus 13 give you negative 3. Move the 3 to other side by doing opposite operation is division. The x equals negative 1. We have the x and y. Don't forget the statement. The point of intersection of the solution is x comma y. X is negative 1, y is 2. Then this question is done. And once you've done this question, you could check to double confirm you get it correct. So negative 2 to the first equation, 2 times negative 1, then plus 4 times 2. This is the left side of equation 1. You will have 2, negative 2 plus 8 give you 6 equals right side. So it's right for equation 1. Then check the second equation. 3 times x is negative 1. Then 5 times, this is left side of the second equation is negative 3. Then the right side is 5 times negative positive 2 minus 13 give you negative 3. Then both left side equal right side. It means your point of intersection is correct. This point on both lines. So that is done for elimination method. It doesn't matter substitution or elimination method. Our goal is one equation with only one variable left. So 0 times x is 0 is gone. And how to achieve it? We want to change, realign the equation. So x, y, x, y, x, x, y, y align properly. Then change one variable's number at front to be same. You could just cross 3 times 2, 2 times 3. This one, if you want to eliminate y, this one times 4, this one times negative 5. Or times 4 times 5. So, but just remember you need to times each term. So this is for the elimination and the substitution method for solving linear system. And next one will be applications. So this one is a word problem. You are going to introduce variable setup equation. So you use let x, y equals to introduce the variables. So read the question. A tennis club charges an annual fee and also an hourly fee. Okay. So this one, an annual fee and also an hourly fee for court times. So 1 year, one member played 39 hours and paid $384. Another member played 51 hours and paid $456. So this total paid means the equal sign here. The question asks you to determine the annual fee and hourly fee. Most of the time, what the question asks you is what you are going to introduce a variable. Okay, so let x equals annual fee and y equals hourly fee. The total cost is your equal sign. One member is $384, another one is $456. So each member, one member played 39 hours. This is a hourly fee. It means the unit price is per hour, and the cost will be this hourly fee times hours give you the total cost. So one is 39 hours. So the cost is 39 times y, and another one 51 hours. 1 hour is y, so it's 51y, and each of them they need to pay the annual fee. Even if they don't play, they need to pay the annual fee. So this is two equations. And from these two equations, you could use substitution method because you have one at front, but you will see that one variable, the number at front, they are same. So if we just do the subtraction, then x minus x will be gone. That is what we want. We get rid of one variable. This is elimination method. So if you have two numbers, they are same already, at front of one variable, you could just use the elimination method without multiplying any numbers. So equation 1, take away equation 2. Take away means subtract. So x minus x is 0. X, 0 times anything is 0. You don't have to write it. Then 39 minus 51. It will give you negative 12. Why? Then this one subtract 384 minus 456. It will give you 72 negative. Then in order to solve for y, we move the negative 12 to other side by doing opposite operation. This is multiplication. Opposite operation is division. Then you are going to have negative 12 divided by negative 12 is positive 1. Negative 72 divided by negative 12 give you 6. So y equals 6. Then we are going to sub y equals 6 into one of the equations. So they will give you the same answer. So just equation 1. So x plus 39 times 6. That equals 384. In order to solve for x, we move the numbers to other side. So 384 take away 39 times 6 is 234. Then x equals 150. So we write a statement. X we know is the annual fee. So the annual fee is $150, and the hourly pay $6. And you could just do a rough check. To see if you get the answer correct. sub in the annual fee here. So first member is $150 plus 39 hours. Each hour is $6. Then 150 plus 234. Then you will see, yes, it is 384. So it is right for the first equation. Then check the second equation. X is $150 plus $51 for $6, 51 hours for $6 per hour. We are going to have 150 plus $306. You will have $456 for member 2. So both of them correct. Then you know you got them the right answers. Okay. So the paid total cost, you have the equal sign here. So next question. A bag contains yellow marbles and blue marbles, 45 in total. If you have total, it means you have equal sign here. So y is 45. Another equation, the number of yellow marble is R is another equal sign. 6 less than 2 times the number of the blue marble. How many yellow marbles are there? So we are going to introduce variable. Let y equals number of yellow marbles. Then we want to introduce 2 variables, so let the b equals number of blue marbles. This question also you could just solve it by introduce 1 variable, but because we are practicing on solving linear systems, so we want to introduce 2 variables. So contains yellow marble and blue marble, 45 in total. So y yellow marble, b blue marble, and they have total is 45. It means y plus b. So the numbers add together of the yellow marbles and blue marbles equals 45. And the second one, the yellow marble, is 2 times the number of blue marbles. So 2 times blue marbles and 6 less. Less means subtract. So we have equation 1, equation 2. And from these 2 equations, you will see 1 variable is isolated already. So we could do substitution. We substitute the equivalent to another equation. Replace the y with the equivalent. So sub y equals 2b minus 6 into equation 1. It means the y will be gone and replaced with the equivalent 2b minus 6. This is a y. Then copy the other part of this equation, plus b equals 45. Only the y is replaced by its equivalent. The reason why we want to do it, because now we have 1 letter left. 2 letters in 1 equation, we don't know how to solve. The same letter b left, 1 variable left, we can solve it. So we drop the bracket, then we are going to have 2b minus 6 plus b equals 45. Drop the bracket, then we can collect the like terms. Same variable, same degree, they are like terms. Then we move the negative 6 to other side by doing opposite operation. 2b plus 1b give you 3b. 45 plus 6 is 51. In order to solve for b, we move the 3 to other side by doing opposite operation. So b is 17. Then we sub the b back into equation 2. The reason for it, y is isolated. Then it will be easy for us to solve for y. So y equals 2, the b is 17, then take away 6. So y equals 34 minus 6 give you 28. Then we are going to write a statement. Therefore, the yellow marbles, there are 28 yellow marbles. And again, you can sub by into each equation. So 28 plus 17, yeah, 45. This one, 17, 2 times 17 minus 6 is 28. So both works. You have the right solution. Thanks for watching. That is all for the analytic geometry review. So you need to know finding the equation of lines, finding equation of a circle, finding distance, finding the midpoint, and also you need to know how to solve the linear system, substitution, and the elimination method.